right,
No,
there it
show's
is.
on.
Yay!
Show's on. Hello, everybody.
Gong, time to start.
Okay. Well, Haley, you gotta turn your mic down like you promised. Welcome to Lauren's. I'm your host, Catboy Kunhua. Lauren is away this week. I'm going to be filling in. Hopefully, we'll have some other comedians come in. If not, we're just going to chat and fart around until we have our musical guest on, which is going to be Diesel Strum. And Strummanson. Did I get that right?
Strumming the
Strum
diesel.
Diesel.
Strum Diesel.
Strumming
Is
the
Strum Diesel
diesel.
here, by the way? No? Good.
He is not
because
in the building yet, but he will
not
be.
yet. Good, because I mispronounced his name. But I have seen Strum Diesel. Strum Diesel was performing at SL11B this year. And at the big thing, and I saw him there.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get on with the comedy. Let's start with the news. Stuff going on in the news. America just got the all clear from Ebola, and Nigeria got the all clear. So let's hope it stays that way. Keep our fingers crossed. But let's. There was something I want to get into in the news, and that was a company in Connecticut. And I bet you've heard of this thing before. Makes plush dolls of well-known viruses, and they're all sold out of
Yes.
Ebola.
Yes, we
Anyone
have it
hear
at
that?
work.
Right,
have
they're
it at
called
work,
the
yeah.
Giant Microbes Incorporated. They make these adorable little plushies that look like viruses. And it's so cute. And every single version, they make them in different versions, and all of their Ebola is sold out. And that's including the small Ebola, the Ebola doll for $10, the gigantic Ebola doll for $30, and the Ebola Petri dish toy for $15. All of them are sold out. One thing I got to say, though, is that if you're collecting these plushies, it must be kind of awkward, because imagine overhearing a conversation of someone saying, I got the Ebola, now I just got to get HIV and syphilis.
Oh.
Imagine that. Imagine that in mixed
I'll
with
let me tell you where to
Maybe
use
there'll be a
that.
gotcha machine you can pick and choose.
You're in a
later on.
hotel. You
Yeah.
walk into the elevator and say that, and then
Yeah.
get off the elevator.
I got Ebola, I just need to get HIV and syphilis. It will be, yeah,
Yeah.
complete.
The most
You know what
popular
people
man
are
in the
like.
house. Yeah.
Especially with plushies, you know what people are like, right? That'd be so funny. Like, have you heard of the plushies going on that people are collecting now with My Little Pony?
Yes, Brony.
Oh, that's really getting out of hand, isn't it?
They have a Doctor Who one now.
Oh,
Did you know
yeah,
that?
I know. But yes, and it's an actual character on My Little Pony. His name is Dr. Hooves.
Yeah, Doctor Who's. Yeah.
Dr.
Doctor
Hooves.
Who's.
And
Doctor
you know
Who's.
that they all have cutie marks. Well, Dr. Hooves' cutie mark is a little sundial.
Time Lord.
It's a time. It's the what was it? The egg timer, the sand timer thing. Is tattooed on his bum, and I just think that's so adorable. But they're having entire. If you go to a toy section like Toys R Us, you know how they had the whole Barbie section where it's an entire aisle of nothing of pink. Well, they've got the same thing now with My Little Pony. If you walk in there, it's just an aisle full of nothing but pink and middle-aged men that are creepy as fuck.
Yeah, that is kind of creepy.
You'll
There's a
see
picture
me
of
there. I'll be in the
Dr.
Lego
Who's.
section now. Yeah, I'm one of the normal guys, buying up all the Technic Lego. I gotta tell you what happened to me last week. I'm into Lego. I just told you that. I bought a gigantic set of Lego last week. It was something that Lego had just released. It's called the Lego Giant Mobile Crane. It's a massive thing. Now, if anyone see like the Russian May Day parades where they had those huge trucks that were hauling missiles?
Yes.
Remember what those? Try to imagine that truck, but it was hauling a crane instead. That's what it looks like. This thing's over 2 feet long. It's made out of 2,500 pieces. It's massive. I just went building through the whole thing, and there's a piece missing, and it doesn't work without it. The crane doesn't work. It's a clutch gear. It's a piece I've never even seen before in Lego. It's a clutch gear. It's a gear where you shift a clutch, and the transmission will engage or disengage. And if I can't engage the transmission, guess what? The little electric motor just turns and nothing happens. So I had to film Lego, and they're sending the piece over. So, man, I know, dear Lego, what the fuck? $10. That piece, so I have to wait for that piece to come in the mail before I can finish this thing. Until then, I'm just gonna have to remain heartbroken.
Aw.
man, 2,500 pieces, and I'm one short. What are the odds of that? And if a piece had to go missing, there's tons of duplicate pieces that you could easily exchange with another set. I mean, if one had to go missing, it could have been one of those. But it had to be the essential clutch gear that went missing.
Aw.
Of course.
You know, and
What
I
do you
went,
expect?
oh,
That's
God.
always
That's
the way
extra.
it works.
Yeah, I know. And if you want to buy this piece, it's like $5 off of Lego. But I didn't have to buy it. I just called Lego and I said I was short one piece, and they said no problem. We'll ship it right over, and they're shipping it over by UPS. So by the end of the week, I'll have my little crane going, and I'll be able to pick things up with it and drive my cats up the wall any day now. So don't worry.
And you can you catch your cats on it?
Yeah. Well, it's a giant thing that's holding a string on the end of it, and I figure if I could just hang a laser pointer from the end of the hook, my cats will spontaneously explode. It's a string and a laser pointer, and it's alive. It'll just drive them crazy. Of course, the last time I built, like, does anyone remember those little tiny cars, the little Matchbox cars that were radio controlled, and they came out about 10 years ago when they first came out? Right, and everyone thought, wow, my cat's going to love that. It's a little tiny car that's exactly the size of a Matchbox, and it's self-propelled. What happened? Everyone who bought one of those things scared the crap out of the cats. They want nothing to do with it. They won't play with it. They'll play with a box that comes in, but they won't play with a toy. You know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I got some jokes for everybody. I've been collecting some jokes. Some of them are jokes that are they're based on physics. And I know that sounds really exciting, and it won't bore the crap out of you, I promise. Physics jokes. And I got, here's one, because these have come out recently because, who's that guy who's confined to a wheelchair? Stephen Hawking? There's
Yes.
a movie there's a movie coming out on him recently. So somebody's come up with all these really cute little physics jokes. And I got one for you, and it's, okay, this is, you're in heaven, and Einstein, Newton, and Pascal are in heaven, and they decide to play hide and seek. So Einstein says, now hide! So Pascal runs off and hides, while Newton just leans down and draws a square, a meter across, all around him. So when Einstein is through counting, he opens his eyes, and he says, Newton, I found you. What the hell? And Newton says, nope, you found 1 Newton per square meter. You found Pascal.
That's too hard for us.
I love that joke. First I heard that, I thought that was great. These are the kind of jokes they should have on like Third Rock from the Sun, or what's that other show with the nerds?
Big Bang. Big Bang.
Big Bang.
Big
Should get
Bang.
Big Bang. Yeah, that'd be great.
I love that show.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that can you believe that the guy there that plays Sheldon is in his 40s? He just had his 41st birthday this week.
He's like a kid.
I know. I mean, that just tripped me right out. I had no idea he was that old. Okay, here's another one. Physics joke. It's a physicist, an engineer, and a statistician. Am I saying that right? Statistician?
Yeah, statistician. Yeah,
Statistician. You did that for a living, didn't you, Thinker?
I did.
Yes, you did. Okay, so you should know how to say that. Well, a physicist, an engineer, and a statistician, they all go on a hunting trip together, right? They're all walking through the woods, and they spot a deer in a clearing. So the physicist calculates the distance to the target, the velocity and drop of the bullet. He adjusts his rifle and fires, but he misses the deer 5 feet to the left. The engineer rolls his eyes and says, you forgot to account for wind. Give it to me. So the engineer snatches the rifle. He licks his fingers and he estimates the speed and direction of the wind, and he fires. But he misses the deer 5 feet to the right. Then suddenly the statistician just claps his hands and he yells, we got him! Get it? 5 feet to the left, 5 feet to the right. That means on average you shot the deer. If you're
Yes.
a statistician. Okay. Okay, that's a groaner. Okay. You want a groaner? Why does Dr. Pepper come in bottles? Because his wife is dead.
Oh. I got it.
Oh, no. Okay, what did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot! Breathe! Come on, breathe!
Oh.
Okay, here's another moaner I found for you. 2 muffins are sitting in an oven. One muffin turns to the other muffin and he says, "Hot enough for you?" And the second muffin says, "Holy shit, a talking muffin!" Oh my god. Has anyone here had play any like really bad pranks when they were a kid during Halloween? Anyone here play really, really bad pranks? Or I know there were some people who
Nah.
stole candy. I was never one of those people. I was not a jerk, but I had my candy stolen from me. I pulled that other practical joke I told you about. Remember, I went out trick-or-treating with my family, but I didn't tell them that I bought a second mask. So when trick-or-treating was done, I would say to my parents, "Listen, I'm going to a friend's house to play video games and blah, blah, blah." I would take that second mask and I would go hitting the same houses again so that I can get double amount of candy. And here's one terrible joke I remember when I was a kid. It was that the older kids would say to you, "Remember, kids, every time you yawn, a ghost sticks his penis in your mouth." Dude, kids did that. There was another joke they would tell, and they would say, "Do you know why witches don't wear underwear?" "No, we don't know why." "To get a better grip on their broomstick." Of course, when you're 8 years old, you don't get that, Jackson. That doesn't
Yes.
make any sense. I don't understand that one. Oh, here's one. This is a joke from SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. What is the difference between a dirty bus stop and a crab with breast implants? The difference between a dirty bus stop and a crab with breast implants. One of them is a crusty bus station, and the other one is a busty
Yeah.
crustation.
Clever.
Huh? Yeah. I like that one. I thought it was pretty cool. How many policemen does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They just beat the bedroom for being black. I'm sorry, that's pretty bad. Anyone here was like, how many SWAT team members does it take to change a light bulb? 3. 1 to change the light bulb, 2nd to beat the room for being black, and a 3rd one to shoot the family dog for no reason. That's a rough one. Okay. What's the hardest part about eating a vegetable? The wheelchair.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Jamie.
How many
this is-
psychologists does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
Only one.
But it has to want to change.
To change.
Exactly.
Fran, you must have known that one. Did you
I
hold
did.
back?
I was.
She
I
knew
was
it.
gonna.
Yeah, you held back. Oh, Magic is here. Hi, Magic. Hello. Let's see what Magic's wearing. Magic is dressed in blue. Very,
That's
very
unusual.
blue. Blue is a complementary color to her skin color, which is orange. Okay, here's one of those one of those dumb kid jokes that kids used to torment me with at Halloween. Why did Mary fall off the swing? Anyone? Why did Mary fall off the swing? Because she had no arms. Knock knock. Who's there? Not Mary. You don't know. Okay. Never trust. Okay. Never trust an atom. They make up everything.
Oh.
Another physics
That's
joke.
a good one. I like that one.
That is physics.
Like
I
that.
like that.
Yeah. By the way, if you told that joke in a room full of physicists, you wouldn't have said atom. You'd have said quarks.
Yeah.
Or the God particle. Or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay, now here's a joke. It's about a bunch of friars. This is a longer joke. This is one that takes some telling. All right. Now, some friars were behind on their belfry payments because friars they have a belfry where you keep your bats
Yay.
and your bells
Yay.
and everything. But anyway, so they opened up a small florist shop to help raise money to pay for their rent. Now, since everyone liked to buy flowers, it really worked. I mean, for their, they were making money, they were making their rental payments and everything. But there was a rival florist across the town who thought that the competition was unfair. Now, he asked the good fathers to close down, but of course they wouldn't. The flowers were their meal ticket. So he went back and he begged the friars to close, and they ignored him. So he asked his mother to go ask the friars to get the friars to quit the flower business, but they ignored her too. So the rival florist hired a man named Hugh McTaggart, the roughest and most vicious thug in the whole town, to persuade them to close. And Hugh went to the friars and he beat them all up and he trashed their store, saying if he'd be back if they didn't close their shop for good. And they did. They closed their shop and they were terrified. So this proves once and for all that Hugh and only Hugh can prevent florist friars.
Oh, groan.
Okay, now most recently they had a competition of was that Your Mama's So Ugly jokes or just Your Mama jokes? Your Mama's so fat, Your Mama's so ugly. They held it on Reddit today, and I downloaded them and I added some of my own. There's some original ones here, but most of them are from Reddit. And here's the one that made the very, very top, like, you know, that they vote on it. This one got 3,000 votes. This is the top one right here. Your mama is so ugly, her portraits hang themselves.
Oh.
And unfortunately, from there, they just get worse. So I'm going to be reading down the list, right, to see how long we can hang in there with these jokes. So here we go. So this is, your mama is so unfamiliar with the gym, she calls it James.
Oh, it's good. I like that one. That's good.
Your mama has had to clap so many times that the doctor treats her for applause. Oh, I like that one.
Oh.
Your mama's so fat that when she goes camping, the bears have to hide their food. That's a Canadian one. I like that one. Your mom is so ugly she makes blind children cry. Oh, that's just mean. Those poor children. I was driving to work yesterday. I saw your mother sitting right in the middle of the road. I swerved to miss her, and I ran out of gas. Okay. What's the difference between your mom and a fridge? Fridge doesn't fart when I take my meat out. Oh, these are okay. Some of these are mean spirited. I cut out the really, really worst ones, by the way. The ones that are like, you know, the street. I'm trying to pick a fight kind of jokes. I cut those out. Your mom's so retarded. You became a research project. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna let that one. Your mom is so slutty that she got fired from the sperm bank for drinking on the job. You like that one? Okay. Your mom is so ugly, your dad takes her to work with him every day so he doesn't have to kiss her goodbye. Wow. Your mom is so fat, a trampoline used to be called a jumpaline until your mother jumped on it. Get it? Trampoline. Okay. Your mom is so ugly, she once hosted a bukkake party and nobody came. You know that one? Okay. Your mom is so fat, every time she wears high heels, she strikes oil. Right. That's a Chris Rock one. That one's from Chris Rock. I know he told that one. Your mom is like a hardware store, 5 cents a screw. Oh, that's an old one.
Oh.
That's an old one.
Groany.
Your mom is so stupid she locked herself inside a motorcycle.
That's good.
Right. What's the difference between your mom and a washing machine? When I drop a load in a washing machine, it doesn't follow me around for a week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's one from way back when. I remember this one. Your mom is so fat she has to put on her belt with a boomerang. Your mom's so fat I had to take a bus to get to her good side. This one might take a second for you to get it. Your mom is so fat that when she fell in love, she broke it.
She fell in. Oh, boo.
Boo. Your mom is so fat her ass has its own congressman. That's an old one from way back when. Your mom is so fat that when she visited the North Pole, the wobble in Earth's axis suddenly disappeared.
Oh.
You would have to understand inertia for that one, I guess. Your mom is so stupid she once got run over by a parked car. Okay. Your mom is so fat she put on her belt with come on, put on her belt with a boomerang. I'm sorry, that's a duplicate. I'm supposed to edit these.
Erase.
Erase. Well, I sort of cut and paste these from Reddit. I think that's why that had to happen. Mama's So Ugly, they take her to the zoo to keep the monkeys from jerking off. Ching. Oh, it's about time. And now I get a ching. Okay. Your mama's so fat, if she walks by the TV, you're going to miss all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, but Lord of the Rings just got on Netflix this week, by the way. Your mama's so ugly, she went into a haunted house and left with a job application. Huh? All right, okay, we got some Halloween ones here. Here's another Halloween one. Your mom is so fat that when Dracula bit her, he got diabetes.
Oh.
That's one of my favorites. I love that one. Okay. Now here's a Harry Potter ones. Harry Potter. Okay. Does everyone here at least a little bit familiar with Harry Potter? You're gonna have to know Harry Potter to get the joke. Okay,
Oh, yes.
Your mama is so fat, her Patronus is a cake. Get it? Expecto Patronum, the giant cake appears out of the sky. Lands on the Death Eaters and just squishes them all. All right. Your mama is so fat, the Sorting Hat put her in the International House of Pancakes. Oh, I love that one. Okay, well, that's all the jokes I have just for now. While I'm up here, I want to make a special announcement for a brand new show coming up. I think you may have heard of it already. Starting on Saturday, on November the 1st, we're going to be hosting a brand new live event right here in Lawrence. It's going to be a weekly thing. It's going to be on Saturday at 8 p.m., where we're going to be playing a live movie, an old B film that we found off of YouTube or some other place. And we're going to invite the audience to come and watch, and everyone is invited to live riff on the movie, just like they do with Mystery Science Theater 3000 or possibly like Elvira, Mistress of the Dark sort of thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a media player, just like the ones that we have outside over in the main square. So you have to have media. If you want to come, you have to have your media player enabled. You have to have the script media enabled in your graphics viewer. Now, unfortunately, we cannot have it on a media player where everyone sees it exactly at the same time, like if you went to Mystery Science Theater 3000. We're going to be doing this a little bit differently. Now, the reason why is that when you have the media player like the one in Mystery Science Theater 3000, you have to have a media server, and you can only have whatever's in that server could play. So unfortunately, the people, I absolutely love Mystery Science Theater 3000, but all they can play is what's on their playlist. They can't play anything else. If we do it this new way, it'll be a lot more open, which means there's going to be thousands and thousands of movies that we can choose from to play over the weekend. And the first one that we're going to be playing is going to be The Evil of Dr. Frankenstein, starring the man who
Peter
played
Cushing.
Grand Moff Tarkin. Right?
Christopher Lloyd? No.
No,
Peter
no.
Cushing.
Christopher.
Grand Moff.
Peter. That's who I meant.
Peter Cushing, the man who
Mr.
played
Yeah.
Mr. Sunken Cheeks.
Sunken Cheeks, the man who played Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Right.
I would have rather seen Christopher Lloyd as Frankenstein.
I know.
Yuck,
Actually,
yuck.
well, Christopher Lloyd did a whole bunch of Dracula movies, and he's definitely on the playlist. So he's not. Trust me, and I got at least 4 of his movies on DVD, but a lot of them are available on YouTube and a lot of other places. I don't want to play the one. There was one movie he made where he played Dracula, and he only had one line, and that was. Anyone see that one? It was terrible.
No.
No.
Yeah, yeah, I know. There was one movie he played Dracula. That's literally was his only line. It's like he could have phoned that in. By the way, there's something funny I want to tell you about Peter Cushing. Does anyone remember who was Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars? Remember him? He was the guy that. Oh, of course.
Yeah,
he was
in the
man
war
who
room.
ordered-
Well, he was in charge of the Death Star. He
Yes.
was the commander. And
He was the commander.
he was about the only one that could give orders to Darth Vader.
You're absolutely right. Grand Moff Tarkin is the only character in the entire Star Wars universe that Darth Vader took orders from, aside from the Emperor. He was the only man that outranked Darth Vader. He was also the only person who gave the order for the Death Star to fire when they reached Alderaan. Because you remember when they were trying to interrogate Princess Leia, he said, "We may fire when ready." And of course, Leia's been Trump saying, "What? You're gonna blow it up anyway? You're far too trusting."
Yes, your fault.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
my dear.
there's something funny I got to tell you about that particular
did that
scene.
well.
If you watch that entire scene again, if you just happen to have it on DVD or download it from YouTube, you'll notice that entire scene was shot from the waist up. That you never see the feet of anyone. Mostly because it's very dramatic and you need a lot of close-ups. But there was another reason. That was Peter Cushing hated the boots. Remember the uniforms they made them wear? They looked like Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They were basically just slightly modified Nazi uniforms is what the officer uniforms were wearing. And the boots were terrible. According to Peter Cushing, he couldn't stand wearing the boots. And there's only like 1 or 2 scenes where you actually see him wearing the boots. And the rest of them, he's filmed from the waist up. Well, during that scene, when he ordered Alderaan to be destroyed, he was wearing pink fluffy bunny slippers. And there's actually a production photo that shows him standing next to Princess Leia wearing pink fluffy bunny slippers on his feet. You might be able to find that on the internet somewhere, but I know that was around because apparently his feet were killing him, and that was the only thing he could stand up in.
Not quite as menacing in pink bunny slippers.
I really would love to see that scene.
You're far
Being
too
shot.
trusting, and I like your slippers. Yeah.
You're far too trusting. Don't worry, we'll find your rebel friends soon enough. Beta, release him. Yes, master. Your pink fluffy bunny slippers. Okay, now by the way, while I'm up here, does anyone else want to do some comedy? I've killed almost half an hour. We're up to 8:30. I'm doing pretty good. No one else? I wanted to give anyone else. Jamie?
I have a massive cough that you guys will have to put up with. But I just have a couple of things to say, and I'll get off the stage.
All right.
But I wasn't gonna do anything tonight, and then you started talking Catboy, and I have to say something.
Okay. All right, I surrender the stage to Jwheels. Jamie.
Hey!
Here's what I I've been doing this for quite some time now, sir.
I'm sorry you've had to put up with me for so long.
No.
Okay.
I don't mean it that way. I just have one question. I'm
Sock
glad
it to
that
me.
I'm glad that you're into Legos. I'm glad that you're into geeky stuff like Mystery Science Theater. My question to you, sir, is when's the last time you had a romantic interest of any kind in your house anywhere? Because
I'm giving up on that.
you just admitted that you called Lego for a missing piece.
Yes, I did.
Most people would go, "Oh shit, it's missing. I guess I have to go buy another one." No, you called Lego.
Buy another one. Another set is like $300.
That's geeky.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And what I gotta wonder, Lauren's always talking about her significant other seeing her in here and having comments and whatnot. If you ever do get a romantic interest, I feel bad for you because all of these shows are on YouTube.
Yes.
That's going to be rather incriminating. I'm going to have to hide my past. This is a lot
You
to
can't.
overlook.
You will never be able to hide. Never. Like
This is a
that video. You
Yeah.
won't ever be able to get away from it. I have to give you credit, sir, for standing up here for a half hour, and as near as I can tell, you have not done a single Rob Ford joke.
No, not one. No, sir.
You did a half hour and didn't do a Rob Ford joke.
I know, and
Tell
Doug.
him, Jay.
I know, and
That's
Doug
gotta be
Ford.
a first.
And by the way, while we are talking, Doug Ford and Rob Ford are doing a live broadcast on the internet right now, and I could be milking that for material, but I'm letting it slide.
Let me just help you out with something, buddy. The thing is, Rob Ford stopped being funny about 6 weeks ago.
Yes, he did.
Now he's just a reality show. Which,
But,
by the way, I have to admit, I've decided I did something this week that has to be on a reality show somewhere. Okay? I went to the dentist. Okay?
No.
And I will pay money for the first reality show where its star goes to the dentist. Because I will tell you right now, I don't care who you are, I don't care how famous you are, there's no good look when you're laying in that chair with your mouth wide open and a tube in there and somebody is sucking gunk out of your mouth. There's no good look. I would pay money to see the Kardashians do that.
And having that damn thing going all around their face that's stretching their mouth wide open.
Then let's have a conversation. Oh, how are you today?
Yeah, right. They always start talking to you when they have all the tools in their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing. They're like, this woman I was talking to, she's like, so, gonna watch the World Series? And I'm just wrapping my mouth, and I'm like,
Suction, please.
I figure, and Catboy just did it, but I figure that's what a child Wookiee sounds like.
No, it's Haley's microphone.
If Chewbacca had kids, that's what they would sound like.
Technically.
You know that Chewbacca did have kids and they showed them on that Christmas special? Did
Yes,
anyone
he
see
had a
that?
son.
The Star Wars Christmas special.
This is how
my
geeky
God.
we are. We know that
Oh my God.
Chewbacca
And,
has a son.
Who's the actress that played Maud? And then there's Maud.
B. Arthur. B. Arthur.
B. Arthur was a main character on that.
Yes,
Christmas
she
special.
was.
Oh my God. And so was Tim Conway from the Carol Burnett show. And it's just one of the most horrible things ever. And if you can imagine how bad the prequels were, that is the one thing that George Lucas wants everyone to forget that he made it. out of all the prequels, said this is the one thing I want to erase out of the Star Wars existence.
Catboy, let me explain something to you. George Lucas has about $5 billion. George Lucas stopped caring about 20 years ago.
Unfortunately, when he was still making the prequels.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this is where we got Jar Jar from.
Oh, by the way, who here wants to see Jar Jar die so badly when Star Wars 7 comes out?
It may have.
Hand up! Hand up!
Hand up, hand up, hands up, everyone. How do you want to see him die if a lightsaber is not allowed? Think of it that way. How would you want to see him die? Personally, I would love to see them just blow up the planet Naboo. It's like, oh shit, there's another Death Star. Well, let's go deal with that then.
I just want him to die.
No.
I just want somebody to take his tongue out.
Well, there we go. We have to go with a lightsaber again.
He doesn't need to die. He just needs to become mute.
He just needs to shut the fuck up.
You know, the only reason why I saw the third prequel of the Star Wars movies was someone told me was that Emperor Palpatine used Jar Jar Binks in a scheme, which he did, and at the end of the scheme, the Emperor was supposed to assassinate Jar Jar Binks, and I said, you know what? That's worth $10. I want to see that. I was so let down at the end of that film. No!
Wait a minute. Wrong movie.
All right, I were not good. But you know what I've decided?
What?
I've decided that if you're going to watch the prequels, you have to watch 1 and 2, and then you have to watch the Clone Wars animated series because
Oh my
that's
God.
some good
Well,
stuff.
The
That's
Clone
good
Wars
stuff.
was kick ass, and then
I
Disney
love the
canceled
Clone
it.
Wars.
Bastards.
I love Clone Wars is great.
Clone
Like,
Wars is all right. Yeah. Is anyone seeing the brand new series that's coming?
Yes,
out?
I've been watching it.
Right.
Rebels.
It's supposed to take place between the third prequel movie and A New Hope. It fills in that time gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only seen about 3 new episodes so far, but they're kicking ass.
Yeah, that's all there's been. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been pretty good.
It's kicking ass and taking numbers. Does anyone remember the old? Does anyone remember the old TV animated series Droids from the 1980s?
Yes,
It's done by
watched it
Nicole
too.
Hanna. Right. That is supposed to take place in the same time period. Guess what? Some of the characters from that cartoon are turning up in this new one.
I
The
just-
last one
I just want
Girl
to
movie.
mention because
Girl movies.
because Haley chimed in right there. I just
Well, the
want
new
to
episodes are
mention-
not out till January.
See right there. I was just about to say, Haley, you're absolutely right. Haley, you're absolutely right because after this conversation that we've just had, none of us are ever going to get laid again. So Haley is right. Haley is
No.
after the last 10 minutes, we're never going to get laid again.
Well, it's not like it was going to happen anyway, so I given up. Throw caution to the wind.
Before I get off the stage, because I should after the last 10 minutes, we do have a massive event going on here next week. We are having a Halloween party. I'm sure everybody
Sweet.
here knows it's going to be a New Media Arts fundraiser event. Tamara is going to be here. She's going to do over an hour.
I
I
love
hope
Tamara.
all the comedians are going to be here. I got
Are
to
you kidding?
get with Doc, but I'm hoping everybody will be here, and it's going to be a blast.
For Friday, because I'm doing on Saturday after that. On Halloween is a Friday.
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 Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, if I'm
Which
All
by
right.
the way, which if
I-
it starts at
okie
if
dokie.
it starts at
Let me see.
if it starts at 3:00, we
50
know how
Shades of
long it's
Blue.
gonna go because everybody will be drunk in about an hour. Yeah.
Okay.
Except me.
Oh yeah. Look at her title, 50 Shades of Blue.
And me.
I
That's
love how Fran says except me. I love that. Like she's probably yes, I'm actually telling jokes, Haley. Thank
Yep.
you very much. It's good to know that she's listening, folks.
Yeah. But
But Fran, I have to talk to you a second.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And now Haley's not paying attention to anything. See this? This is what happens when Lauren leaves. This is what happens. But Fran, I have to ask you since I'm here. Okay, you are maybe one of the smartest people I have ever met in Second Life.
Wow,
and
thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
absolutely. Come on, she's a genuine doctor.
I have determined that the reason that you are so smart is because you hardly ever say anything.
Discretion is the better part of valor, yes.
And I don't know. Like, I wonder, like, the rest of us are going to be in trouble. Like, I talked about Catboy, never having a romantic interest. Talk about myself. But see, you have never said anything stupid in 5 years.
Wow.
We have video.
You haven't been around.
See, that's the thing. If you say something stupid, nobody knows. That's
No.
Right. Yeah, because you're not on stage. And it's not on tape.
So I applaud you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Friend,
Yeah, let's applaud Dr.
the
Friend.
only seemingly sane person in Second Life.
Oh, you should only know. But thank you, Jamie.
And that's all I've got tonight, folks.
Okay, thank you,
Haley,
Jamie.
Haley will tell you I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder.
Yay. Yay, Jamie, yay.
If
Well, we
you
got
admit
another...
it- If you admit it, you are not a hoarder.
That's right. Only in Second Life, though, not in
As
first.
people say, I don't have a problem. It's like me with my Lego. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I've only got 10,000 pieces of Lego. There's still plenty of room for more. What are you saying?
I totally have an
Nice.
addictive personality. One day in
Yeah,
Second
I
Life,
mean-
and I haven't left in 8 years.
I don't have an addiction. I built a 1-to-1 scale model of the CN Tower out of Lego.
Right, there
Still
you go.
room for more. By the
Well-
way, was it Jamie was talking about I don't have a girlfriend? Well, Thinkerer just sent me a bunch of jokes, and if I say these out loud, that's pretty much going to be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I figured that. I was wondering
Thanks,
if you
thanks.
knew them.
Because these are the kind of jokes that I would say if I was picking a fight, but I got 20 minutes to fill before our friend Strum Diesel gets here. So I'm just afraid I'm going to have to jump into the fray. But know this, like,
And I might have, yes. Did you thank me? What kind of manners do you have? What kind of manners is that? You didn't even thank me.
but when I say these jokes, remember, ladies, Thinkerer sent me these jokes, and they're written by somebody else. They're not
All right,
mine,
so we'll blame
please don't beat me
Thinkerer.
up. Please
Yeah,
don't.
we'll blame
Don't
Thinkerer.
blame me. I'm just passing them along.
Oh, and he didn't write them either, but apparently these came from somebody named Marvin. Men's answer to Maxine. I get it. You know the Maxine, the women's magazine that is full of like
Mhm.
sex tips and stuff like that, like Cosmopolitan. Marvin is the opposite. So think of these jokes in the context of this is a woman's magazine headline that's been turned on its head, made to appeal to men. So now I should get it. Like, how many men does it take to open a beer? None. Your wife should bring it to you, and it should already be open. Okay. Here's what. Why? Yeah, only the men laugh at that one. Go figure.
Yeah.
Why is a laundromat a really bad place to pick up a woman? Because a woman who can't even afford a washing machine will probably never be able to support you. Oh, Fran laughed at that one. Okay. Oh man, this one is really bad. Why do women have smaller feet than men? You might have heard this one before. It's one of those evolutionary things that allows them to stand closer to the kitchen sink. Oh my gosh.
But
That- Some of us are old enough to remember the old phrase, 10 feet out of the kitchen always leads to a bad end. Okay, here's one. How do you know when a woman is about to say something smart? When the sentence starts with, a man once told me. I just hate ending jokes with an upward inflection. Okay, how do you fix a woman's watch? You don't have to, there's a clock on the stove. Oh, okay. You know, I'm glad you're laughing, Thinker. You sent me.
Ah!
Okay.
Oh, they're thoroughly insulting. Right.
We have to invite Catboy to the feminism talk.
No. They're gonna make me sit through one of these little. What was that? One of these. What do you call them?
Interventions. We're going to have an
No, not
intervention.
an intervention. It's sensitivity training courses.
Mm.
You know, like
Mhm.
that they wanted to kidnap like Andrew Dice Clay and force him to sit there and learn how to appreciate women's feelings or something. Oh my gosh. If your dog is barking at your back door and your wife is yelling at the front door, who do you let in first? The dog, of course. He'll shut up once you let him in.
Aw.
Strum Diesel's here. Hello, Strum.
Hello, Strum.
Hey, Strum. Where are you?
Hi, Strum.
Let me cam over. There we go. There's Strum. Hello, Strum. Oh, he's got a Daft Punk t-shirt. I know Daft Punk. I got a couple of their albums.
They're French. They're French.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're part of the French Revolution in what you call... It's not house music. It's called trance. Okay, here's one. Scientists have discovered a food that diminishes a woman's sex drive by 90%. It's called a wedding cake. Okay. Why do men have to die before their wives? Because they want to. Women will never be equal to men until they can walk down the street with a bald head, a beer gut, and still think they are sexy. Okay. Send this to a few men who need a good... Oh. Send this to a few good men who need a laugh. Oh, okay, that's just the... I'm sorry, that was just reading the end of the email. But still, I like that, the beer gut thing. Well, anyway, I'm going to try...
You know you made it when Haley leaves the room.
It's a shame she left when she did, because I just ran out of jokes. I was just getting ready to hand over to Strum Diesel. So Strum, if you want...
You got like 13 minutes, so I bet he would set up and play a little bit for us. I will ask him.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll ask him. Tell him to get ready. He can come. He can take the stage anytime he wants. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Odd News and see what we can make fun of. We're going to make fun of odd things in the news. This is my go-to thing when I run out of material. Like, what are the odd things happening in the news? I really hate it when they put something in there that's genuinely tragic. It's like, this doesn't really belong here. Like, Australian fisherman reels in a huge once-in-a-lifetime barramundi, whatever that is, and he lets it go. Like, apparently this is the sort of thing where if you actually caught it, you would make it in the Guinness Book of World Records. But all he did was took a picture of it, and he just let it go, and I thought, that's not really odd, that's just an incredibly huge missed opportunity is all that is. Garden center looking to hire a reindeer. California woman gets struck. Oh, here's one. A woman got stuck into a chimney when she's trying to sneak into somebody's home, and she was not playing Santa.